everyone, and welcome back to Teacher Ori's podcasts, where curiosity stays warm even when the topic absolutely does not. This time, we're gliding, sometimes gracefully, sometimes face first, into the wonderful, freezing, and slightly unhinged world of winter sports. Expect fast skis, sharp blades, heroic falls, confusing rules, and athletes who clearly made peace with the cold long ago. We'll talk thrills, drama, history, and the moments that make everyone at home suddenly think they're an expert. So grab a hot drink, tighten your scarf, and try not to slip. The ice is officially open. And press that like button if you like the topic. Every 4 years, the world pretends it has always cared deeply about winter sports. Suddenly, everyone understands ski technique, judges scores, and why this triple jump was clearly under-rotated. Nations rediscover patriotic enthusiasm for events they could not explain 12 months ago. And millions of people who avoid cold weather at all costs become emotionally invested in athletes sliding down mountains at terrifying speeds. Welcome to the Winter Olympics, and welcome to Milano Cortina 2026, where ice meets fire, tradition meets technology, and every moment is filmed, streamed, clipped, shared, commented on, and then discussed again by people who are confidently wrong. If you're listening to this through Get Going Experience, great choice. If you're reading it, even better. Either way, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on the Get Going Experience website, Spotify, YouTube, and all our social channels. Because these games won't be a one-time story. We'll be following them before, during, and after. And trust me, the drama doesn't stop when the medals are handed out. The flame. One symbol, endless content. Every Olympic story begins with fire. Not metaphorical fire, actual, carefully protected flame. The Olympic flame is lit in Olympia, Greece, using sunlight, ancient rituals, and a level of calm that feels almost unrealistic when compared to what comes next. From that moment on, the flame begins a journey that is equal parts symbolism and global media event. By the time it reaches Italy, the torch is no longer just a symbol of peace and unity. It's a headline generator, a drone shot opportunity, a social media countdown. In Italy, the torch relay will travel through Rome, Florence, Naples, Venice, Turin, Milan, Cortina, and many smaller towns along the way. Each stop is designed to feel meaningful, photogenic, and shareable. Former Olympic champions carry the flame, Paralympians carry it, young athletes carry it, teachers, doctors, volunteers, and everyday heroes carry it. And yes, everyone gets their moment. Every step is covered live on TV, streamed online, and posted across official Olympic and national channels. Fans comment, fans argue, fans cry. If you want behind-the-scenes clips, guesses about the final torchbearer, and reactions from locals, make sure you're following Get Going Experience on socials, because that's where we'll be breaking it all down in real time. Italy and the Olympics, a relationship built on style and spectacle. Italy hosting the Olympics is not new, but Italy hosting them in the digital era is something else entirely. Cortina d'Ampezzo hosted the Winter Olympics in 1956, when skis were heavier, helmets were optional, and everything happened in black and white. Rome hosted the Summer Olympics in 1960, introducing cinematic storytelling and historic backdrops. Torino 2006 confirmed that Italy could deliver modern Winter Games with confidence. Milano Cortina 2026 takes all of that history and upgrades it for a world where sport is consumed on multiple screens at once. Television remains central, but it now competes with phones, tablets, laptops, and whatever device you pretend isn't in your hand while watching. Expect Ultra HD broadcasts, slow-motion replays so detailed they feel personal, athlete statistics displayed instantly, and highlights posted online faster than you can say, "Was that fair?" And yes, if you miss something, don't worry. Social media will remind you immediately where the games will happen and where the cameras will panic. Milano Cortina 2026 is spread across northern Italy because the country believes big events should be scenic and complicated. Milan will host figure skating, speed skating, and ice hockey. These indoor events are perfect for television. Dramatic lighting, emotional close-ups, slow-motion analysis, and crowd reactions carefully timed for maximum effect. Cortina d'Ampezzo, known as the Queen of the Dolomites, will host alpine skiing, snowboarding, and curling. Outdoor events mean unpredictable weather, spectacular mountain views, and commentators repeating the phrase, "Conditions are challenging," every few minutes. Bormio will host men's downhill racing, one of the fastest and most dangerous disciplines in the Games. Broadcasters love it exactly because things can, and sometimes do, go wrong. Livigno will host freestyle skiing and snowboard park events designed for younger audiences, viral clips, and music-driven highlights. If you see the same clip on your feed 10 times, it probably came from here. Valtellina will host cross-country skiing and biathlon, endurance sports where quiet tension builds for hours and commentators speak respectfully, as if they might wake the athletes if they talk too loudly. Alpine skiing, speed, fear, and national pride. Alpine skiing is the Winter Olympics at its most dramatic. Athletes race downhill at speeds over 120 kilometers per hour, navigating ice, jumps, and sharp turns with zero room for error. Events range from downhill and Super G, fast and frightening, to slalom and giant slalom, which are shorter, more technical, and brutally precise. Countries that traditionally dominate alpine skiing include Austria, Switzerland, Norway, France, and Italy. Austria, in particular, treats skiing as a national responsibility. Switzerland arrives quietly confident. Norway arrives confident without trying to hide it. Italy's hopes rest heavily on athletes like Sofia Goggia and Federica Brignone, especially with home advantage. Expect medals, heartbreak, and slow-motion footage of skis carving ice in ways physics barely approves of. Cross-country skiing, endurance and Nordic control. Cross-country skiing looks peaceful until you realise how physically brutal it is. Athletes race long distances, battling snow, terrain, and each other, conserving energy before launching attacks near the finish. It's a sport of strategy, stamina, and mental strength. This is where Norway dominates, relentlessly. Athletes like Johannes Høsflot Klæbo are expected to be favourites once again. Sweden and Finland also arrive strong, well prepared, and entirely unimpressed by cold weather. If you ever want proof that Scandinavians are built differently, just watch these races. Biathlon, skiing while trying not to miss. Biathlon combines cross-country skiing with rifle shooting, because clearly skiing alone wasn't difficult enough. Athletes ski hard, then stop to shoot at targets, needing steady hands despite extreme exhaustion. Miss a target and you're punished with extra distance or time. Calm matters more than speed. Countries like Norway, Germany and France dominate biathlon and are expected to be fighting for medals again in 2026. Viewers love biathlon because tension explodes instantly when someone misses. If you're watching at home, this is where you hold your breath and immediately comment when someone misses. Figure skating. Grace, power, and online arguments. Figure skating is where sport meets performance and where judging debates begin. Athletes combine jumps, spins, and choreography, competing in singles, pairs, and ice dance. Technical difficulty matters. Artistic impression matters. And opinions definitely matter. Countries expected to remain strong include Japan, the USA, Canada, and historically Russia, depending on participation rules. Every routine is followed by slow motion analysis and immediate reactions online. If you watch figure skating, remember to drop your opinions politely in the comments, or at least entertainingly. Ice hockey, the loudest sport you can skate. Ice hockey is fast, physical, and impossible to ignore. Teams battle aggressively for the puck, moving at high speed, checking opponents, and shooting goals, while commentators raise their voices instinctively. Canada, the USA, Sweden, and Finland traditionally dominate and are expected to be among the strongest again. Every goal becomes an instant highlight. Every referee decision becomes a debate. Yes, you will pick a side. Snowboarding and freestyle skiing, built for highlights. These sports are modern, creative, and designed for social media. Athletes perform complex tricks in halfpipe, slopestyle, and aerial events, judged on difficulty and execution. The USA, Canada, and Japan lead here, often pushing new tricks that redefine the sport. Livigno will be a hotspot for viral moments, reaction videos, and "How is that even possible?" comments. Sliding sports, physics, courage, and German precision, bobsleigh, luge, and skeleton involve racing down ice tracks at terrifying speeds on very small sleds. Germany dominates sliding sports with scientific precision. Canada and Latvia are also strong contenders. Expect Germany to arrive expecting gold. Calmly, efficiently, and repeatedly. TV coverage, commentators, and second screens. Every event will be available on TV and digital platforms, often simultaneously. Viewers will choose sports, switch camera angles, and replay moments instantly. Commentators, including former athletes and technical experts, will guide audiences through rules, scoring, and emotions. Some will be calm, Some will get carried away. At least one will say something unforgettable, unintentionally. Social media, the other Olympic arena. Milano Cortina 2026 is not just watched, it's lived online. Official Olympic channels will post highlights, interviews, athlete takeovers, and behind-the-scenes moments. Fans will play prediction games, vote in polls, and collect digital badges. And yes, comment sections will be active. Make sure you're following Get Going Experience on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and our website, because we'll be posting explainers, reactions, follow-ups, and episode updates as the games progress. The final word, Milano Cortina 2026, will be cold, loud, emotional, dramatic, and completely impossible to ignore. Nations will defend traditions. Athletes will chase history. Viewers will argue kindly, or not. So like the episode, leave a comment, subscribe on Spotify and YouTube, visit the Get Going Experience website, and keep an eye out for follow-up episodes as the flame moves, medals are won, and the world does what it does best every 4 years. Care deeply, loudly, and temporarily. Questions. Listen to the questions and record your answer on your device. Then listen to yourself speak in English. Don't like your answer? Not to worry. Simply delete and do it again until you're happy with your English. And remember, practice makes perfect. 1. What is the main idea behind the phrase "follow the flame" in relation to Milano Cortina 2026? 2. Why does the author describe the Winter Olympics as impossible to ignore? Give 2 reasons. 3. How does the essay connect geography with the identity of the Games? 4. Which Italian cities and regions will host different Olympic events, and how does each location contribute to the Games? 5. What role does the Olympic flame play symbolically during the Games? 6. Which winter sports are associated with Milan, Cortina d'Ampezzo, and Bormio, respectively? 7. How would you describe the tone of the essay? Choose 2 adjectives and explain briefly. 8. Why does the author use humour and sarcasm when talking about athletes, fans, and commentators? 9. What effect does the phrase "suddenly becomes a winter sports expert" have on the reader? 10. In the context of the essay, what does competitive suggest, beyond the idea of winning medals? 11. Explain the meaning of follow-up coverage as used in the text. 12. What can be inferred about the role of social media during Milano Cortina 2026? 13. Why does the author encourage listeners to comment, like, and subscribe throughout the Games, rather than only before or after? 14. What does the essay suggest about the Olympics as a cultural event, not just a sporting one? 15. In your opinion, does the essay succeed in making the listener curious about Milano Cortina 2026? Why or why not?